Our title reader tonight is Trisha Brown, and our judge is Becky Jaffe.
Hi, folks.
Yay. Hi,
You all.
hello.
And we just sent out the
Welcome back.
biography and philosophy today, so you've all read, I'm sure, just read it recently. But I'll throw in that one sentence I love, which is, she is a botanical evangelist, an apostle of photons, brazen peddler of ontological awe.
Great.
Accurate.
Great.
So,
Could you translate that for us, Becky?
Yes, ontology is the study of existence.
right.
And ontological awe is being amazed by the fact that anything at all exists. I do think that's a big project of photography. So show me how amazed you are at the isness of the world.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay.
Good, let's take a
Pictorial.
look at your work.
Pictorial, basic plus intermediate, 4 images. Gears, gas, and nicotine.
I love this image. I think, I judge for about 20 camera clubs, and I would say people are excellent across the board at rocks, water, wind, plants, birds, not as good at people portraiture. And this is an excellent portrait of a human. It's got a lot going for it. It's got a setting that tells us about that main character. Um, it is a decisive moment, right? It's the form and the content dovetail beautifully. The fact that it's black and white really works because it is kind of a gritty image of this person. Even though he's at rest and relaxing, there's something about him which is very cool and edgy. And this portrait really captures at least how he wants to project himself. And I think it's a fun, edgy image, and it works perfectly in black and white with all of those electrons hopping up and down off of that chrome. It's actually a sexy image, and I think very well seen. Next.
Racing the shadow.
I like the framing here. This is using synecdoche, essentially a literary device where um, you use the part to reference the whole. So, for example, in poetry, or in idioms, you might say, I have more mouths to feed, but of course you mean whole people with mouths, right? And here, you're getting a piece of the animal and then the mind is filling in the rest. And I think the mind likes to do that work. We like to be given a piece of something and then, fill in the rest of the picture and do that, meeting the artist halfway. And so I think this is a wonderful framing because it doesn't insult the intelligence of the viewer. It invites the viewer in to share in the intelligence that the maker is offering up. A really clever framing, which actually has metaphorical meaning. Can you outrace your shadow? There's all kinds of metaphor there. So very well done. Next.
Massive warehouse walls just call out for color.
Yeah, I mean, I love it's a wonderful color palette. It's delightful, and especially these colors applied to this subject, there's something incongruous there that works. I think you either want the form and the content to dovetail meaningfully or to be jarring against each other. And I think this is that unusual case where the form and the content are kind of working at odds with each other in a way that creates some healthy cognitive dissonance. Why should this industrial scene with kind of no focal point, like why should it be so vibrant and neon? What is so joyful and colorful and upbeat and vivacious about this scene? You have to ask yourself when you look at that color palette. And so, yeah, there is a little bit of wonderful cognitive dissonance just coming from this electric color palette. I also, of course, know that those fire extinguishers should be red and they're pink. So somebody's playing with color here in a way that's letting me know we're playing with color. And how unusual that it's this subject that is so colorful. I'm left to wonder why this subject, what is so colorful about it? And then I can kind of fill in the other details. So I think it's well played for the cognitive dissonance. Next.
Still life with wine.
Yeah, I think this is my favorite kind of lighting. I love rim lighting. And the reason I love it is that it really brings us into the realm of like etchings, dry point etchings or painting, where the painters have to supply that light and they outline the form with rim lighting. And that to me is it's both subtle and evocative. There is something very sensual here. There's mystery and there is revelation, both. Um, there's something moody about this. It's just it's so bare bones that we do fill in the rest with our minds. So it's not didactic. It's not telling you how to think and feel about it. It's evoking and eliciting feeling, and I think that's strong. So, as much as I myself don't touch wine ever, I think the light here is making this a delicious image.
Pictorial Advanced, 8 images. Lotus Blossom.
So beautiful. I love this image. I kept going back to it when I was previewing the images yesterday. An image that I go back to and want to look at over and over again. That's a measure of a successful image. There's something creamy here. Um, I love the blend of colors, that purple with that yellow and the way they blend together. There's like an ombre within the flower, which is gorgeous. Um, I think another thing that's working here is that there is radial symmetry, um, but there is not total symmetry. So the left half of the image is not symmetrical with the right half of the image, and that's a good thing. If there were left-right symmetry as well as radial symmetry, it might be a little more static. But as it is, when you pair radial symmetry with an asymmetry on the y-axis, it's much more dynamic to my eye. And that's for you to decide if that's true for you as well. But I think it's not overly symmetrical. It has enough asymmetry to be dynamic. I think this is technically well achieved and just full of feeling. And of course, the lotus is a symbolic element in Buddhist thought. So it's about the flowering of consciousness. And this looks, could be an emblem for that. Next.
Beautiful at any angle.
I like this approach of, looking at it from different vantage points, including black and white. Um, really studying what is so special about this reproductive organ. And looking at the form, I think you can really see the form well in the black and white, and then looking at all the variation. Um, I appreciate the fact that there's five of them. That prime number, the odd number, creates a kind of rhythm, and the fact that they're a little higgledy-piggledy, that works too. The only thing to my eye that doesn't quite work is the masking. I think somebody took a brush here and tried to mask in a black background or paint it in, and they mostly got it, but there are some places where it's not quite painted in. So I would really go over pixel by pixel and make sure that the background is well masked, and just be a little like blow it up, zoom in, and make sure that all the pixels are actually black in the background. Because I think it'll be a stronger, more striking image if that black is really black. Um, but I think as it is, it is a charming image showing us what is beautiful about variation. Next.
Dimensions of Bodega.
So I think the dimensions in the title are referencing the layers. We have a lot of vertical layers here. And if could we even count them? Let's see, something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, something like 10 layers here from bottom to top, depending on how you constitute a layer. But that capacity to layer is a strong skill in the photographer's compositional toolbox. And I think the layering is working here, and the black and white integrates those layers. To my eye, there are two kind of things to work on here. One is that the focus is a little off. Nothing is quite in focus, which I suppose you could defend that and say, well, it's a very dreamy image, and it is that. But I think maybe that might be an oversight. Maybe the person wanted it to be focused. I don't know. We'd have to talk to the maker. But I think maybe having one focal point that really is in focus could help. The other thing is it's kind of a narrow tonal range. There aren't a lot of blacks. There's kind of a lot of grays in the mid zones from like 4 to 6 on a 1 to 10 tonal range. So I think that's making it a little washed out, and maybe it would benefit from a wider tonal range with a slightly more contrast. Next.
Is it our turn yet?
I like that the title is spoken by the voice of one of the kids, giving them agency in the image, right? Considering their perspective. That implies that the photographer intends to have some visual empathy here, and I believe that the photographer does. Um, I think you can see kind of the close connections that girls at this age form, um, those tight friendships, also the kind of the waiting that this age period involves, maybe across cultures. Um, kind of I think they know they're being seen and they're on stage and they're, waiting patiently. So there's a kind of poise here that I think is communicated, a self poise that is lovely to see at this age, and a togetherness. I think it's beautifully done without being exploitative of girls at this age, which historically, we've seen that as an issue. But seems to me to be a very respectful, interesting image with beautiful color work and beautiful highlights on their hair. Look at the light on their hair. You can tell from the light on their hair that there's affection from the photographer. Next.
Rest in peace. Hmm.
Such an unusual image. We often don't show death in these camera club meetings. I think because it's hard for us to deal with, and I think this person has dealt with it very carefully. Again, the light on the feathers, I think, are a kind of affectionate homage. There's tenderness here communicated in the light. And the fact that the head is turned away is a kind of respectful, like we're not trying to like really stare into the face. We're trying to acknowledge that death is part of life and honor this creature. Part of the honoring comes from the fact that we're at the level of the animal. The camera's at that level. We're not looking down on the animal from a human perspective. We're really in bird world because of the position of the camera. So the use of the light, the use of the selective focus, the position of the body, and the angle of the camera all tell me that the photographer is honoring this animal. And beautifully done. It's a tough thing to photograph and have people receive. And I think this person has hit that sweet spot for how to show death in a way that people can handle. So very well done. Next.
Traffic at the tide pool.
Yeah, I mean, what I love about this, the title and the image are both basically saying one of the core principles of ecology, which is that any available ecological niche will be occupied. That's a principle of ecology, and you can see that. Um, and I think it's fascinating. The person has noticed kind of, yeah, the way that animals will fill in any void in an ecosystem. The other thing that's interesting to me here is this kind of yin yang that's happening with the two colorful figures. There's like a green shape at the top and a green shape in the tide pool, and those kind of form a yin yang together. They kind of fit together perfectly. The color work is maybe a little bit electric, maybe a little bit neon, but it's also possible that there is a bioluminescence happening here in a coevolution with bacteria that's actually making it that color. I'm not sure. I wasn't there. So if it is not this color in real life, I might tone down the electricity a little bit of that color palette. But if it really is bioluminescence, I might actually put that into the title to let people know that. But yeah, a beautiful ecological image for sure. You might publish this in Bay Nature magazine, for example, if they want it. Next.
Hanging on.
Yeah, how interesting that some animals live at kind of the interstices of two ecosystems. This one we can practically watch it evolve. Nice focal point. I mean, I think here you have we saw a previous image where there were layers from bottom to top. Here we have layers from foreground to background. So there's a foreground layer, a midground layer, a background layer, and a background layer behind that. So kind of four layers moving from front to back. And in between that is a very clear focal point in between the first two layers and the back two layers. And that's the right position for that focal point when you're stacking foreground to background. You might notice here the way that warm colors really move toward you and the cooler colors are receding into the background, which is something painters are very aware of. So spot on in terms of the use of warm and cool here to really make that focal point pop. Um, and yeah, it's all working here. Good stuff. Next.
Beating inspiration.
What I like about this is the way that the person is integrated into the art form they're making. I think the photographer must have noticed, because they're offering it up here for us to notice, that this woman's dress, is very much like the art she's making. Maybe she even made that dress, or maybe she picked it because she loves these color patterns, these kind of geometric mathematical patterns. I think you can see her focus here and how counterculture is that. She's not even focusing on a screen, a very counterculture image for our era. And one I'm happy to see because I'm happy to see young people with long form focus working at craft. How refreshing. Artists, of course, love other artists, and we as artists love to see makers creating. So I think this appeals to us as artists. Even the fact that you can see some of the pins in the upper left, I feel like this is a maker who loves to see people making things, and it's well photographed for that. Next.
Pictorial Masters, 6 images. Morning sun lights up the barbed cholla spines, each poised to hitch a ride on a passing photographer.
Yeah, I feel like this photographer really gets cholla. Like one of the questions I'm constantly asking myself is how does this animal or plant see itself? What is its self-understanding, and can I photograph it that way? And I think, if we were to get into the mindset of a cholla, how would it see itself? Yeah, it would see itself beautifully lit up with translucent light, showing its shape, just glowing. Um, of course, these spines, they evolved from leaves. They de-evolved, basically. They reduced their surface area because of overexposure to sunlight. So these spines are the result of too much sun, and boy, are they beautiful at scattering light and minimizing surface area so the plant doesn't get sunburned. You've taken basically a quality of the plant and shown its actual relationship to the sun. I mean, this is a plant that basically can take photons and draw nectar out of them. Think of this as Velcro, right? It can suck it can suck energy out of photons and turn it into sugar. That's photosynthesis, right? The photographer has done that same thing here. The photographer has taken the photons and drawn out what is sweet about them. So really kudos to this photographer for communicating light in a way that the Choya understands it too. Big respect here. Next.
Hawaiian dreamscape.
So well done. I mean, this is giving us a big swath of space. It's such an interesting image because in the foreground, you really see the tenderness of this moment. It's obviously a huge milestone for these people. What a leap of faith. You're really rooting for them. We all are. And yet in the background, there's this stormscape. And you have to, I mean, you have to think like, how are they going to weather those storms? Like, Godspeed to you. Um, and so there's this interesting story of like the beauty of marriage, and also maybe that storm is the honesty of some of the challenges they're going to face if they're together for a long time. So there's something here that captures what is bittersweet about an attempted union. Next.
Sea of stone.
Yeah, I mean, this is just earth propaganda. This is like so luscious. Look at the light. Look at the dichromatic color pairing, those particular blues with those particular golden tones. Good Lord. if this doesn't provoke earth lust in you, you're gonna want to check in on your earth lust calibration because this is provocative stuff. It's like earth porn. It's so beautiful it could make a person study geology. I have no idea where in the world this is, but I am awed by the this space and the way the photographer captured the light in this space so beautifully that it's reminding me, oh yeah, I do love this earth. And what an offering that is. Next.
Corey Bustard.
Um, I mean, a bustard is a wonderful animal to see, but this is a particularly charming view of a bustard. I have not ever seen a bustard this way. There's something comical about this, and I typically don't see bustards as funny. Maybe it's their size and their general demeanor that makes them kind of serious animals, but this is showing us a really another side of them that's very charming and kind of goofy and utterly lovable. There's kind of yeah something awkward and adorable here. I love that the wind in those neck feathers. Wow. I mean, a bustard never looked so good. I think this bustard would be very pleased by this portrait. You just upped its mating chances considerably. If I'm gonna, I mean, this is practically a perfect photo. So I'm gonna be super nitpicky here because it's so near perfect. And notice that there are a couple of dust spots on the sensor. And you can see those, I don't know, you can't see my cursor, but if you look above the bustard's head, there are tiny little dust spots on the sensor. And you can have your sensor cleaned at Looking Glass, for example. They'll do it professionally for you if you don't want to do it yourself. It's tricky. Or you could clean it up after the fact, but that's going to show up in every single image until you clean the sensor. So because you're so damn near perfect here, I would say clean your sensor so you can achieve total perfection. Next.
Hurting the Dust, Kenya.
I mean, this is a photographer's image. This is like, yeah, this could be a National Geographic. Like, this is such a moving image. We often say that fog is a photographer's friend, but any particulate matter is a photographer's friend because of the way it scatters light, and dust for sure is. This person has used dust so artistically to create mystery, mood, intrigue. You know, this is just wow. Every part of this frame is wow. The gestures, the way that they're, these aren't just people standing there doing nothing or standing there looking at their phone. These are people in motion. You can get the sense of migration here. And these are people who are in sync with their livestock. They're making the same gesture with their leg, right? There's a continuity here where the shepherd and the flock are of one. And wow, I mean, an astonishingly successful photo. I think this person should be very pleased with themselves. Next.
October rain sets a persimmon tree ablaze.
Oh, isn't that beautiful? I mean, a persimmon tree is already one of the most beautiful things a person can look at, but then add water droplets to that. Yeah, that is a seductive plant. Um, what is a fruit if not a ripened ovary? It's a sensual thing to begin with, and this is a sensual portrait of a sensual fruit. Um, it's the reason we moved to California is so you can eat persimmons. It's really so beautiful. The light here is saying so much about noticing and attending to what is graceful and elegant in nature's offerings. Yeah, this photo is as sweet as persimmon pudding. Next.
Journalism, basic plus intermediate, 2 images. One of 3, the leader of the band, followed by a beautifully diverse procession during the 2025 Sonoma County Pride Parade. 2 women hug, seemingly innately knowing that love is the answer during the 2025 Sonoma County Pride Parade. A man on a float covered in sequins joyfully celebrates overcoming LGBTQ oppression and fear during the 2025 Sonoma County Pride Parade.
Okay, let's start here. If you don't look at the words, you might think this is a dispatch from the war zone in Portland. However, with that title, we know this is a Pride Parade thing. Actually, it surprised me that this was a Pride Parade thing because maybe because it just looks like how Berkeley can you be? It's like kind of these, a lot of cities have like weird festivals where it's not necessarily about LGBTQ pride, it's just about like be your wacky self. And this kind of strikes me that way. But knowing that it's about pride, I kind of, I catch the details. Okay, we have rainbows here. These folks are proud to be sexually liberated. And I'm happy to see that it's an older person who feels free to be themselves. I mean, often this is like a younger person's domain in terms of like, coming out and being a little wild, but it's fun to see older people expressing themselves freely. And that actually upends some of my biases and expectations about who's included in an LGBTQ parade. So I appreciate this older perspective. Can we see the next one? This one surprises me because it's not in color. It's in black and white, and black and white is notably, kind of existentially downbeat. It's dark, as has been written about quite a bit by people like Raghuveer Singh, one of the world's best photographers, an Indian photographer who has sort of criticized the West for doing too much black and white and being too existentially downbeat. So it's kind of funny that we're talking about love and the celebration of love here, but it is in black and white. It almost, when I read it, before I looked at the words, I thought maybe it was about grief. So that's something to question. Can you have a celebratory image in black and white, or does it change the meaning? Let's look at the next one. This one to me is the best of the set. Even like normally I would say, okay, maybe the color palette is a little too neon or electric, but that's perfect for this subject. That really works here. And I'm on board with this guy. Like, I'm happy for him. He he is being himself in a way that's really beautiful to see. And I think it's hard to suppress this kind of joy and tamp down this movement. I think he's a great poster child for everything this movement is trying to say, which is like, yeah, you get to be yourself. And I think this is an image that you might send to like the San Francisco Lesbian and Gay Center, and it might be featured at their entrance, for example, as a welcome sign. I think there are a lot of organizations in the Bay Area that would like this image as a celebration of sexual freedom. Very well done. Next.
Aftermath of the fire, Lahaina, Hawaii, April 2024.
God, what a striking image. There's so much going on in this image. I spent a long time looking at it yesterday. My eye kept jumping, kind of going back and forth among the different elements. There's a lot packed in here. It's a very dense image. I would say it's bittersweet. There's obviously the bitterness of the aftermath of the fire. That lonely chair, that broken down folding chair says so much. It's so poignant. But then that fresh green of the background and the way that life is springing back, there is hope there too. It's not only devastation and destruction and creation often go together. So this is such an interesting image of both. It's great journalism, but it's also fine art photography. If you just look at the number of rectangles in here, you can really, it keeps the eye moving how many rectangles are here. And you don't think about the geometry of the composition, but the geometry of the composition is doing its work to keep the eye moving, to think about the sociological issues. So very clever. I even like the power lines, and that's not something I say a lot, but those power lines have a role to play here in talking about the role of fire, right? So I'm glad you left those in. And the aspect ratio is spot on here, this wide view. We could keep looking at this longer because there's a lot here, but let's move on.
Journalism advanced, 2 images. Smoke from the picket fire billowed over Mount St. Helena on August 23rd, 2 days after it ignited. Before September 8th containment, it burned 6,819 acres, destroyed 42 structures, and threatened 3,500 plus buildings.
It's a very beautiful image. It certainly makes you think about like earth formation processes, early earth processes. Um, and there's a way in which the puffiness of that ash there looks a lot like the puffiness of the foliage in the foreground. It makes you think about how life was shaped by these abiotic forces. Um, yeah, I think this is it's a beautiful image of mountain formation. Um, we don't really have a sense of scale per se because there isn't anything like in the human scale to indicate that, which is fine. And so it doesn't seem scary the way the words would imply. It just seems beautiful. It seems like somebody who loves early Earth formation processes. Really an homage to the roiling Earth. Next.
Inca terns, one of four, Larosterna inca, are easily spotted on Peru's coast with their dolly-esque mustache and yellow cheeks. Their lineage dates back millions of years, predating the dinosaurs' extinction. Today, the Inca terns share their coastline habitat with local fishermen, the fishing industry, and urban development. Yet overfishing and development have impacted the Inca tern's food source and habitat, pushing their IUCN status to near threatened over the last 20 years. WWF, to be World Wildlife Fund Peru, and Conservation International have each launched recent projects to reverse these threats and protect the Inca tern as one of Peru's marine treasures.
Such an educational series. I'm a birder, but I've never seen or heard of this bird before. And I'm delighted by seeing a new bird, even if it's on the screen. And what a gorgeous shot of that bird. And indeed, that is a Dali-esque mustache. The technical aspects of this photograph are spot on. The selective focus is perfect. We get a sense of the habitat, but that's not the focal point. This is about the main character here in that habitat. Um, the position of the camera really brings us right into bird world. The color is astonishing. We all want to mate with this Dolly-esque creature. I mean, wow. It's so technically strong that you don't think about the technical elements. You think about the bird, and that's what technique has to be in service of. Um, Fascinating. Okay, next. This is so fascinating because it looks like it could be Cinque Terre, or one of those famous sites you see, but you can see it's like, but much poorer. Still very beautiful. Um, but you can tell it's not something that's so familiar, and so you have to kind of place it. You really get a sense here of how this urban density would impact bird habitat here, and maybe even the coevolution. The birds might be riding on the coattails of the fishermen here. Okay, let's see the next one. This is so interesting because the background here is actually really telling us a lot about urban encroachment on their habitat. If this were not a storytelling image about their threatened environment, we might say, well, get rid of that schmutz in the background. But the schmutz in the background is so important here for showing the way their ecosystem is being altered. So it's important for the story, and yeah, poignant. Beautiful that we can see the offspring there and see the next generation and look at what they have to face. So, I mean, a very instructional and beautiful series. Next.
Journalism Masters 4 images. The organic growing of grapes continues year-round. After the harvest, a farmer inspects his equipment used to spread fertilizer to nurture next year's crop. Small Vines Vineyard, September 2025.
Interesting. Yeah, it's a modern view of farming for sure. I mean, the farmer is not interacting with the plants. The farmer is interacting with machinery, and that's appropriate for a modern take on farming. It's at least honest. And yeah, the blue and yellow of the machinery is keeps our eye moving back into the green of the vineyards. Yeah, it's sort of it's a view of industrial agriculture, which is quite interesting and well done for that. Next.
The Wooden Boat Challenge. Build it from scratch in 3 hours and then race it on a windy Bodega Bay. Bodega Bay Fishermen's Festival, May 2025.
This is so fun and so charming. Although she doesn't look like she's having fun, it's a fun image to look at, and it did make me look into this whole thing. I would love to do this. I mean, how fun. This I love an image that gives me a new bucket list item, and here it is. Wow. Yeah, we do want to build a boat and ride it across the bay. What a hoot. This whole thing. It's funny how funny it is and also how serious she is. And is she doing it for America? Um, maybe so. It's kind of funny how jingoistic it is, how like patriotic it is, given that it's basically an absurd thing to do. Um, so that combination of it being very funny but simultaneously very serious just works so well. Next.
Shukra enjoys retrieving a ball at Spring Lake Water Park annual event at the end of summer, September 2025.
Yes, that is a joyful dog. All right. I think the exuberance is apparent. That's the decisive gesture for dogs. And the eye is well portrayed. Um, yeah, it's working. I'm not sure it's a journalistic image, but it's certainly a charming image. Next.
AID, one of four. Kenyan doctor tells Samburu project employee how the NGO's new clean water well has drastically reduced diarrhea cases in just 3 weeks, but US aid cuts are already affecting children. A simple paper strip measures the upper arm muscle and fat mass of children and is a simple way to measure nutritional status and physical development. This boy is undernourished. Ready-to-use therapeutic food, RUTF, from USAID has been a major source of nutrition supplementation in impoverished areas of the world. These brothers are undernourished. The doctor's prescription of 21 packets a week for each boy is not possible, as the last available RUTF box only has enough for each boy to have a few.
Such an important series. This is good journalism here. We've been hearing a lot about USAID cuts on the news, but I haven't seen anything like this that has been showing us who exactly is affected. So this is important to round out the story. Um, I'm learning a lot here. Can we see the next image? Yeah, this is a powerful image. You can obviously see how skinny that kid is, and that, I mean, that's really sad. I mean, the way that they're both, the kid is invested in this process too. Um, Boy, that's a gut-wrenching image. Um, this whole series is so thoughtful and so informative. I'd love to see it get wide circulation so we can see who's impacted by our choices here. Can we see the next one? Yeah, that kid on the left, his face is saying it all. Like, are you kidding me with this? You're going to cut USAID? Obviously, that he might not be thinking that, but that you can kind of impute that as an adult viewer. So an important series, and I would love to see it get much broader circulation. Next.
Our 5 minutes is up.
Travel, basic plus intermediate, one image. Masai Man, Kenya. Historically, the RED or the red shukas were believed to scare away lions. The different colors in the intricate beadwork each have a different meaning: blue, sky; white, purity; yellow, growth.
The light here is gorgeous. Several qualities of light here, actually. But we're looking at basically rim lighting on his face, but with that gorgeous glow. I think that light really honors him. And the fact that we're looking up at him, I mean, I know the Messiah are tall, but I don't think that's what this is about. I think that the photographer is honoring this subject both by the position of the camera and by the use of light. I think the photographer sees what is majestic about this subject and is capturing it and conveying it rather well. He seems pensive, thoughtful. There's a way you can see his intelligence here. Um, it's just a gorgeous view of a beautiful subject. The light is everything here. This is good light. This is the light we should be using when we are honoring people.
Yep.
Travel advanced 3 images. Bullhead Lake, one of the stunning glacial lakes visible from the Swift Current Pass Trail in Many Glacier, Glacier National Park, Montana.
Yeah, really beautiful. I mean, it gives you an inkling about, again, mountain formation processes and how strangely the water is shaping and sculpting all of these rock formations. Yeah, the amount of space that's packed into this image is lovely. Not too much to comment on here, though. The forms of it, the undulating forms are really working, and you can go deeper and deeper into the image. So all of that is working. Next.
Dwarfed by the glacial giant, visitors witness Great Amerikurjökull, the glacial tongue of Vatnajökull, Iceland's largest glacier, its beauty threatened by a warming world. Winter 2025.
Yeah, that's a powerful image. Because of the human scale here. I mean, it shows you the power of red, right? Those couple pixels of red are the focal point. And that's all you need is a couple pixels of red for it to be the focal point. So yeah, high drama here. Part of that drama comes from the glaciers themselves, which are full of volcanic ash, lending that automatic drama. But then really it comes from the scale and how dwarfed the human sphere is by these formations. It's a powerful image. It's powerful in terms of commentary about what we need to preserve and why. It's also powerful artistically and creatively. Um, Something you're kind of have to look at. You can't look away here because the composition is so strong. Next.
One of the waterfalls on Namolokama in the Hanalei mountain range, Hanalei, Kauai, Hawaii.
So beautiful. Yeah. It really gives us a sense of how clouds really gather at the top of mountain ranges and how these topological features really shape atmospheric effects and vice versa. It's boy, that light is something else. We have many shades of green here because of the cloud cover. And it's so delicate. It's so elegant. This person feels for the landscape and is helping us feel for it. Next.
Travel Masters 3 images. Out of vehicle, low angle photography is allowed in some places in Kenya, but elephants can sometimes react aggressively. Luckily, in this case, it just trumped and feigned an attack.
I think that's supposed to be trumpeted, but that might be a Freudian slip. We
Would-
certainly recognize this behavior. Um, yeah, this is pure bluster. Um, I think we get the sense of the faux bluster involved, um, with real danger behind it. The gesture of everything here is spot on. The gesture of the trunk, the gesture of the ears, the gesture of the tail, the gesture of the feet. We already know how this elephant feels, and we got the message. We can communicate non-verbally. And I think there's something very charming here about just the fact that we can read their nonverbals. And this photo is like, yeah, it's serious, but it's funny because the photographer survived to show us this image. Next.
The Great Arch, Bryce Canyon National Park, shows off the brilliant red color that this site is known for.
So striking. Yeah. Wow. It's not the red to me that I mean it's the gold in those mustard tones that are so impressive. Um yeah, wow, and we can just keep going deeper and deeper into the image. Such a wide color range here, actually. That's really a polychromatic image. There's purples, there's blues. I mean, every shade is in here. Um wow. I like that there is a focal point. It's tough in a landscape to capture this much color and have it be navigable, but the shape of it allows it, gives it a focal point that works. Um, but yeah, for color work, fascinating and beautiful. Next.
Exploring the wilds of Svalbard in summer is best done in groups for the sake of safety. The decreasing amount of pack ice leaves many bears on land and very hungry. Group leaders are armed.
Mm. Of course, it's quite illegal to shoot a polar bear, but hope they don't have to do that. So, yeah, this scale is amazing again, like that previous image we saw, and you can see again how impactful red is with just a few pixels and how much storytelling can be done with a few pixels of red. This really sets the scale beautifully. It actually says something about human cooperation. We are capable of that. Um, Sticking together for survival. There's beautiful texture work in here too. There's wonderful texture in the water. There's texture in every layer of this, in the rock layer, in the smooth snow, in the crevices, in the glaciers. The texture work is so strong. So there's layering, there's color, there's texture, there's scale. This is using a lot of strong tools compositionally to to create a powerful image. Next. Let's see the next one if you can.
Creative, basic plus intermediate, 4 images. The unexpected passenger.
What I like about this is the reversal, the notion that the giraffe is going on safari to look at the humans. And that actually the giraffe is the one with the intelligence and the amazement at the earth. Yeah, I mean, I think that says a lot about maybe humans aren't the center of everything. Maybe there are other consciousnesses which on the planet which are equally formidable. And yeah, I think it's a fun thought experiment here, which is funny but also serious, which is a good way to tell a serious story. Next.
If bubbles could dance, racks of sparkling wine just waiting for the right moment. Schramsberg Winery, Napa, California.
Well, it's quite abstract. I sort of wish the title didn't tell us what it is, because with an abstract image, it's all about projection. Um, and with an abstract image, it doesn't necessarily help you to know what it is. This is essentially a formalist image where the form is divorced from the content. This isn't about wine. This is about form and pattern. So I wouldn't actually tell the viewer where the abstraction comes from, because part of the fun of an abstract image is playing with it. What is it? Puzzling over it, trying to see if you can place it. Um, I think as far as an abstract image goes, part of what's working is the ombre. and the hint of circles that are behind those diagonal lines. I think what's not quite working here is the fact that we don't have one focal point. Some would argue you don't need one. I would say probably this would benefit from a focal point, but that's a personal consideration. Next.
Painting with my savage light wand.
I wonder what makes it savage. Um, it certainly is fun, and it tells you something about the temperature of the color on a longer exposure, because you can see the curved areas are a hotter temperature. Um, and the areas that were moved through quickly are not. So that's it's almost like a thermal image, actually, which is kind of fun. The shape itself is totally abstract. It's playing with light and time in a fun way. To me, this is very process oriented, like playing with light and not knowing what you're going to get is the fun part. The outcome, the image itself, may be less interesting than the playing, but it certainly is an invitation to play with light and time. Next.
Spring vegetation dancing in the final moments before sunset over the Pacific.
So this image I have mixed feelings about. I love the foreground. I love the higgledy-piggledy of these plants. What has happened to them? Why are they laying down? Is there a windstorm? Is this mulch? Is something been harvested here? All of this higgledy-piggledy growing together is beautiful to my eye, but the background is off-putting. I can't really look at it, and it's glaring and overwhelming, and it kind of overwhelms me to the point where I can't pick out the details in the foreground, or I'm kind of blinded trying to. So I'm finding the background really kind of pushing me out of the image and the foreground inviting me into the image. And there's a kind of disconnect there. Um, so yeah, I'm far more interested in the foreground, and I wonder if the background could be altered in a way to make it as inviting as the foreground. Next.
Creative Advanced, 5 images. Showing off.
Yeah, so beautiful. Really no overexposure here, which is hard to do for a white subject on a long exposure. I think this was probably um, like a starburst where the person is rotating the barrel on a long exposure. So we're getting this kind of burst effect. It could have been done in post-processing, but either way, I get the sense of, yeah, the kind of this it's radiant, it's radiating energy towards us, which sure enough, it's beckoning all the pollinators. It makes you want to be a pollinator. It's elegant, it's beautiful. Um, it is, I think, how flowers see themselves, like gramophones broadcasting the news to the whole neighborhood. Um, so yeah, very well done. Next.
Floral resonance.
This one also works. I think you can see here, when you have a really high key images, the colors do pop to kind of a neon electric color. And that's appropriate for a flower whose whole job is to attract creatures that can move into spreading its genes. It's like, here, I have some sugar and I will pay you if you spread my genes. Come and get me. It is absolutely beckoning, and we are beckoned by this. Again, this captures the flower as the lily sees itself. Like, I smell good, I look good, come get my nectar. A seductive image. Next.
Shapes in motion.
The sequencing in which we see these images matters, because this is so quiet and kind of inward compared to the last one. That last image is basically an extrovert, and this image is an introvert. Um, and we need both, right? This is like a place to rest, a kind of quiet space, a kind of getting lost in the plant world, which speaks to me. I like that we know that it's plants, but we can't really make out what feature. And so there's a sense of being a kid and just being dreamy and lost in plant world. It doesn't have a focal point per se, but maybe it doesn't need one. Maybe that V is the focal point. Whatever it makes you think like, maybe I should be a bee. Next.
At dusk The sea serpent Naga leaves her pond in Golden Gate Park to frolic in the ocean.
Well, there are several things I like about this. One is the light. I mean, the light on that metal is spot on, including there are catch lights in Naga's eyes, and that really brings it animates it. It kind of gives it a sense of being alive. But one of the things I really like about this is that the artist has let us know that it's Photoshop or that it's false, right? And we live in an era where we're constantly being tricked by AI, and we don't like that. And so I think when the artist lets us know that there's been an effect done here and we're in on the joke, we like that better than being duped. And this person has let us know, I created this. This is artificial, but isn't it also fun and beautiful? Yeah, it is. It's the stuff of stories and fairy tales and imagination, but without tricking the viewer. And I think that particularly in this era appeals to us. So very, very well played. Next.
Sunflower in blue.
And one of the things I'm always looking for in images, does the form say something about the content? And this does. So this is a sunflower that has been solarized. How appropriate. Solarization is the right approach for a sunflower, right? A heliotropic creature that's tracking the sun all day. Solarization makes sense. It also makes sense in terms of color theory. You're taking the yellow and flipping it to blue. Those have a relationship in the color wheel. So this person was thoughtful about which subject to solarize. Um, and it is interesting seeing it in this range. This is really how the pollinators themselves would see it, and they would see nectaries and trails to the nectaries more than in the visible light spectrum. So this is kind of a pollinator's view of a sunflower. Very appropriate. Next.
Creative Masters, one image. Into the forest.
I love this image. Um, I can't even tell you why I love it so much. But I kept going back to it over and over again and noticing how much I love it. Intentional camera movement is tough to do well. It's fun to play with, but it's hard to get like a final image that really works. And this one does. It does look like, you know, paintbrush strokes. The lighting is so soft. It's so inviting. I do want to go into this forest and be at peace here. There's something so beautiful that I can't put my finger on about this image. Maybe it is the painterly quality, but I just could live inside this space. So super well done. I'd love to see more from this artist using intentional camera movement this well. Next.
Critique feedback, all levels, 5 images.
Now, I deliberately did not look at these so I would get a fresh perspective on them, since I didn't have.
Sunset reflects off the surf for just a few precious minutes. Blind Beach, Sonoma County coast.
Sorry about that. I spoke too soon.
Oh, that's all right.
Okay, so that's a powerful image, and it comes from the motion. I mean, that there is it is like the tipping point of that wave, and so that is maybe the decisive moment for waves. Um, the texture is so beautiful, but the light, wow. I mean, I think we've seen scenes like this, but not with this quality of light. This is like if water were magma. Um, it's primordial and powerful and arresting. Gives you a sense of how beautiful and dangerous the earth can be. Wow. I like that the focal point, which is that top of the wave, is off to the left. There's an asymmetry there that really works. Wow. What a beautiful tumult. Next.
The weight.
I mean, this person understands what is charming about a crab spider. I love a crab spider. This is basically pandering to the judge. But also how interesting the treatment of the calla lily. Calla lilies are a tough subject because photographers are obsessed with them in the way that we're obsessed with egrets. Everybody has photographed calla lilies, and you have to do it differently and better. This is different. This is better. This is interesting. This isn't the sensual view Imogene Cunningham had in black and white. This is like, watch out, there's a predator laying in wait. And the fact that the Galilee itself is all schmutzy and broken apart, there's like death being suggested here, impermanence being suggested here. It's like, hey, watch out. Something that's beautiful might also be dangerous. And sure enough. So that crab spider adds a lot, as does the texture. The one thing I would change on this is maybe bring down that bright green on the stem, but otherwise, love it. Next.
At Rainbow's End, in Icelandic winter, a photographer crouches beside her tripod on a sandbank reached by wading icy waters beneath Skogafoss, where mist and light briefly align.
Wow. I mean, you guys did amazing work with a few pixels of red tonight. You guys really understand the power of red and how it can be used to set a scale when you're dealing with something as massive as this. Can you imagine this image without those red pixels? Like it would still be beautiful and glorious, but you would have no sense of the scale. And with that human in there, wow, you really get a sense of how gargantuan this space is and why it is a land of fairy tales about giants. And then add the rainbow. Jesus, that's just like a beautiful exclamation point on a well-crafted sentence. The one thing I might quibble over, and maybe this is too nitpicky, but I think the horizon is not level. It's a little higher on the right than on the left. And I might level it ever so slightly and then chef's kiss to this person. Next.
Wetland fog.
Wow. I mean, wow. Wow. I mean, that's a photographer's image. It's the quality of the light, it's the silhouettes, it's the number of layers from front to back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, I can't even count the number of layers. It looks like a charcoal drawing. It's moody in all the right ways. It looks like the early pictorialist images, um, where they were trying to prove early on, like 1860s, 1870s, photography is not about documentary realism. It is about feeling. And wow, does this capture the feeling of a fire and its aftermath? That's extraordinary. I bet we all have a little bit of photography envy here. Means we're still thirsty for more. Okay, thank you. Next.
Small delights, returning home from a week's wildfire evacuation and enjoying the smallest and most delicate things safe in the garden. August 2020.
That's so deep. I mean, yeah, I think it's those kinds of scares that do make you appreciate the tenderness of this tendril and the beauty of that fly. You know, most people overlook flies or literally shoo them away, but look at how beautiful the iridescence on that fly is. Look at that curvature, that spiral form. I mean, the way that it's reaching out using thigmotropism, and then whatever it lands on, it's going to curl around and cling on to. Like, there is intelligence there. There is a world that is not the human world that is full of grace and intelligence and beauty, and appreciating it is part of what we're up to here. This person has appreciated it so well, they're able to pass that appreciation on to us. Yeah, it's an invitation to notice what is exquisite on a much smaller scale. Next.
Okay, we're through all of the images. We'll take another 5-minute break.
Pictorial basic plus intermediate, 3 images. Third place,
I get my cursor there. There we go.
Elizabeth.
Nice.
M key,
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
She's in Hawaii.
ooh,
She always does fun images.
Yeah, I love those colors together.
Yeah. They're great.
Congratulations to Elizabeth. Second place, Susan.
very clever.
Yeah.
Very nice. Wow, great,
Thank you.
Susan. This is wonderful.
Did I?
Yeah,
Excellent lighting.
Thank you.
Bill, cursor on screen.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Susan. First place. Lindsay.
Fabulous.
that's a
It's
great
fabulous.
image.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Really nice.
Nice capture.
I walked by him. I was on my way to dinner with my mom, and I walked by him, and I just had to turn around. I'm like, I gotta get this guy
Beautiful
right
capture.
now. And he was
The
so
smoke
flattered.
just does it for me. The smoke is
Yeah.
Yeah, the
And the
smoke is
cigarette hanging in his hand too.
perfect.
Ca-
I
captured
sent
the
it
that
to
as
moment.
my
well.
friends, and they're like, "Who is this? Where is he? He's so hot."
Lindsay, can I encourage you to submit this to Lenswork?
I don't know what that is.
Go to the Lenswork website. I think they would snatch this image up. It's one of the best magazines in the country for black and white photography.
Lens work. Okay.
Good for you.
Yeah.
To write
Cool.
that
Yeah,
down.
do it, do it.
He makes
I
it look
have
comfortable.
I have an iconic photograph where the guy is on the bike, but he's actually sleeping in the reverse direction where his head is flopped down over the tail of the bike.
Oh my God.
Congratulations to Lindsay.
Fabulous.
Pictorial Advance, 4 images, honorable mention. Ellen.
Mhm.
What a great find.
Hmm.
Okay.
Very
Yeah.
detailed.
She,
image.
she's
Very
traveling.
nice.
Yeah.
Yep. Ellen is in Italy.
Yeah.
When-
Poor thing.
Yeah. Poor thing. So sad.
Yeah.
Oh.
Congratulations to Ellen, 3rd place. Ronnie.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I think I should tone this down a little bit. It didn't look like that on my screen. But yeah, I just love the contrast between the mollusks and the sea anemones and the water and the bubbles, and there's a lot going on there.
Mhm.
And
That's
thank you for
Pinnacle
your comment.
Gulch.
Sorry?
Pinnacle Gulch, Ronnie.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
thank
didn't
you.
fall in.
Congratulations. 2nd
Sorry,
place.
didn't hear you.
I said you didn't
Yeah.
fall
Mark.
Mark. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's
Good
nice.
for him.
This is beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sad,
It's
but
really,
beautiful.
really interesting.
Yeah.
he's a nature person.
Mhm.
I
Oh,
like
Part of nature we don't normally show.
Mhm. Yeah.
I like how the one claw is just so isolated and trying.
yeah.
Congratulations to Mark. 1st place. Trisha.
That's
Yay.
beautiful.
Oh,
Truly
nice,
beautiful,
Tricia.
Trisha.
Thank you. We were in Hawaii for our 35th wedding anniversary, and on the island of Kauai. And this is from the McBride Botanical Garden as we were walking in, and it just took my breath away. I was like, I have never seen this before. And so thank you very much.
Well done.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Mhm.
Gorgeous. Yeah.
Congratulations. Pictorial Masters, 5 images, honorable mention. Bill.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I love that little mousy looking thing.
I know, I see it.
Mickey Mouse.
Oh, it's like a balloon animal.
Yes,
That's fine.
Exactly.
a balloon,
Well,
but not
my
last too
cousin
long
was
there.
Jumping
One of
Troy.
his favorite images at the exhibition. He
Yep.
really liked it.
Mhm.
It's also called Jumping Choya because you seem like you're a foot away and still you get needles embedded in you very quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I well know
Really,
that
you got
plant.
3 or
Because
4
they
packs.
have
I lived in
they
Arizona.
have gas buildup, and then the pressure from the gas buildup actually projects them.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I'll watch out if I ever see
I
one.
didn't know that. Interesting.
You stay away. That's what you
Shot
do.
got there in the dark in order to take this shot.
That's a great picture.
Yeah, it is.
Congratulations.
That's the one that was on the wall. Yeah.
Honorable mention, Jennifer.
Oh,
That is cool.
This is great. This is really great. So intimate.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was just an accident that I saw this. I was watching waves, and then these people just walked up and proceeded to get married. It was really, and that storm in the background, it just was it was really a magical kind of a scene.
Bet they would
Yeah,
love
thank
to
you.
have this.
But they would.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about them. They didn't have anyone with them,
We keep waiting for wait.
and then they just disappeared. And I guess,
Before the rain?
I don't know. Before the rain, yes.
Congratulations. Third place, Cindy.
It's fabulous.
Oh my gosh. Great. Great bird.
I never even heard of that bird.
me either.
Mm-mm.
It's the largest flying bird in the world.
Oh, thank you. Okay, gotta look that up.
Congratulations to Cindy. Second place,
Oh,
Herb.
Yeah.
yeah. Who
No,
didn't
it was
know
a
that?
herb.
So cool.
I really love this shot. This is such a great shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It's
really is.
amazing. The lighting.
The light.
Mhm.
He caught it just
Yeah.
a few seconds. It's
Perfect.
just perfect.
Does anybody have any idea of where this is?
Uh,
Oh,
I think it's in the Southwest somewhere, but I can't remember
Yeah.
what he said about
Amazing.
it. at one point.
Could be Mongolia for all we know.
Yeah.
Right.
Congratulations to Herb. First place,
No, I knew it was
Tamara.
Tamara.
Yeah.
That's beautiful work.
Tamara.
Yeah,
That's
Tamara.
spectacular.
She lives in Kenya.
Yeah. But she's always sharing wonderful images.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 What a
Absolutely
title
stunning.
too, Hurting the Dust.
Yeah.
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 Great image.
Yes.
I've heard Africans say that you need to experience both the mud and the dust in order to understand Africa.
Yeah.
yeah, I think those are the two
believe that.
seasons there, mud and dust.
Congratulations to Tamara.
Mm.
Journalism, basic plus intermediate, 2 images. Second place, Lindsay.
Very nice.
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
first image looks like the band Doodah. They traditionally march in the April Fool's Day parade in Occidental.
All right.
Yeah. Nice.
Thank you for the feedback on that image. I wasn't aware of the history of the black and white being sort of a darker or sadder sort of tone. So that's good to know.
That comes from photographers from places like India and Mexico critiquing the Western world's approach to
Oh,
photography. So we're thinking about as far as cultural biases.
that's interesting.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
I love this one.
That's a great one. I love it. Yeah.
I love his expression.
Yes.
Mm.
Just
So
pure
joyful.
joy.
I love that his belly is hanging out. Like, you
Yes.
know, free. Like, how free is that?
I also like that hand on the blue, whatever that is.
It's a float, part of the float. Yeah.
Yeah, part of the float. I love that.
He actually
I think there was
reminds me of,
bubbles too.
he makes me think of Larry Hagman in his younger days.
Yeah.
Well, even the short haircut, like he doesn't, like if you saw him in another context, you wouldn't imagine this is his private life. That's what's so great about it, right? Is that he's like an average kind of schmo who's just has his private life where he wants to be free.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a doctor.
Even better.
Psychologist.
Actually, the doctor's on a different float. Congratulations. First place. Susan.
Oh, Susan.
Thank you.
Wow,
Really
that is
poignant.
really amazing.
Striking.
This was from our car because you couldn't go down into Lahaina. It's all blocked up. But from the road above, you get glimpses like this driving by. And it was, very, very hard to look at, really. Hard,
Wow.
hard to see. But it's coming back.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Journalism Advanced, 2 images. Second place. Pat.
Oh, thank you. It was just an amazing fire.
Yeah.
And watching it from, luckily not being in the smoke and not being hit by the fire this time.
This time.
So, yeah.
Yeah, this
And-
perspective is from your home?
Yeah, you've been there. I think, didn't you come? I don't know if you were there. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I was double checking.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
We didn't end up in the smoke nor have it burned down this time. So it was just kind of sad to watch for those who were affected, for sure.
Yeah.
Would have made me afraid too.
And past that.
Yeah.
First place.
I'm just grateful we didn't go through it again.
Birds.
Oh, these are great
Stephanie.
images, Stephanie. Nice.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah,
has
really
ever
good
seen this
series.
bird?
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a
Amazing
great
bird.
series.
Great story.
Is she
Mhm.
traveling now? Taking more?
Yes.
Mm.
It's a great shot.
Wonderful, wonderful story.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Stephanie. Journalism Masters, 2 images. Second place. Bill.
Thank you. This is just such an amazing event.
That's fantastic.
It's fun to photograph, fun to see.
I'll have to go next year. Do the boats ever capsize?
Oh, yes.
I can imagine.
This year we had winds gusting up to 40 miles an hour. So it was blowing the boats right out to sea.
Oh,
Oh,
And
scary.
the Coast Guard, of course, is right there, but I think all of the junior boats, I think almost all had to be picked up by the Coast Guard.
oh my God.
Wow.
It had to be really
Wow.
strong just to get
Not
work your way
just
back in.
capsize, but also fall apart.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
The
Yeah, I
prowess
remember-
of
They're built to
Yeah,
last
but it-
one event.
I remember watching it years ago, and just the kids were the funny ones that I enjoyed.
Right.
Had a friend who lived there and invited us, but I haven't been back. It's tempting to go again.
Yeah, me too.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
First place.
Mm.
Tamara.
Well, that's wonderful.
Amazing. Amazing
Yeah.
series.
Good for her to share the
Yes.
story too.
Yes.
Yeah.
she should post it more places.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sad.
There's the shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That kid knows what's up.
Congratulations to Tamara. Travel, basic plus intermediate, 1 image. First place.
Mm.
Helen.
Oh, Helen, nicely done, Helen.
Image.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh, beautiful.
I know there were no other images in this category, but I suspect if there were, this still would have won a first place.
I agree.
The lighting on the
Lighting.
face is what does
Yes,
it.
it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Mhm.
Travel Advance, 3 images, 3rd place.
Ah,
Trisha.
thank you. Yeah, this was a great trip. It was so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Gorgeous clouds.
Velvet.
Really beautiful.
Yeah, and that little waterfall in the
The
background.
National Geographic shot.
Congratulations. 2nd place. Linda.
Oh,
Mm.
thank you. Yeah, it's
So beautiful.
yeah, that's the end of June. Beautiful colors. And there's
Wow.
Nice.
and amazing hikes. If you haven't been to Glacier, you need to go.
I want to go.
Congratulations. 1st place. Pat.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
These were giant glaciers for sure. Very cold in the winter.
How do you pronounce that?
Good luck. I didn't learn Icelandic when I
No,
was
wait.
there.
I just got back from there, so I'm
Rita
gonna
Mercury Kuriokal.
There it is.
Rita Kuriokal.
Yeah,
Wow.
that
probably
D with a
nothing
slash
like
in
that.
it is a the. Brytha.
Oh,
Rita Mercuriokal.
wow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Latnayokal.
Some beautiful
Congratulations.
places there.
Gorgeous.
Travel Masters, 3 images, 3rd place. Jennifer.
Whoa, that's a good spot, Jennifer.
Yeah, this was such a such a stunning arch. We almost didn't go there, and then it just at the last minute decided to go, and I'd never seen it before. I really loved it. Thank you.
Congratulations. 2nd place. Tamara.
Oh,
I was waiting for that.
Mhm.
I wonder if that elephant's going to throw its trunk up over its head, like the one that was ready to attack me when we were in Namibia, just to protect its trunk. And I'm just wondering, as it gets closer, if that's what it'll do. Tomorrow could probably tell us, because she may have seen it.
Mhm.
Congratulations to Tamara. 1st place. Jennifer.
Mm.
Lovely.
Hey.
Stunner.
Thank you. Yeah, this was they were armed, but they have never shot at a polar bear. They've shot to scare a polar bear, but they've never. That would be a total last resort. But it was really interesting being in a group of people and having these guys with rifles in their backpacks leading us. But it's just getting really, really difficult for the bears because they don't have enough time out on the ice to build up a big layer of fat for when they're stuck on land and can't get the seals. Anyway, Svalbard is just an incredible place.
Mhm.
And it was really neat to get to explore it. And this is Svalbard in summer. I can't imagine what it's like in winter. I don't
Probably
know
hard to get
around
to.
anyway. Yeah. Thank you.
Congratulations. Creative Basic Plus Intermediate, 1 image, 1st place.
Oh,
Nice,
Helen.
Helen. Beautiful.
I love
That
this.
was great.
It's pretty cool.
That is really
Great
fun.
humor. Mhm.
Like what you did.
Thanks.
The decisive moment.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Creative Advance, 4 images, honorable mention.
Mm.
Mark.
Mark.
Lovely.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's cool. Way to do it.
So unusual for Mark.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, very different. Very different.
Makes me want to try it. I love the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
color switch is cool.
Complementary colors.
Yeah, it is inspiring.
And what it
Try
did in
didn't
the
have bugs.
background, just really pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, really neat.
Congratulations to Mark. Third place, Linda.
Ah,
Yay.
thank
Very
you.
nice, Linda.
This
Yeah.
was fun. It
Wow.
was just fun to do during COVID when you couldn't leave your house. You had to entertain yourself somehow. This
Yep.
was
Well done.
Been there,
entertaining.
done that. I was
Thank
much
you.
more creative then.
I baked bread.
Yeah.
I organized my spices.
Funny you say that because there's research on how artists need limitations in order to be creative.
Yeah.
Right.
So you might artificially put a limitation on yourself to create those conditions.
Yeah, yeah.
Good to know.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Second place, Ronnie.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
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 Yeah,
cute.
that's really
beautiful.
fun.
That's so beautiful.
Thank
That's
you.
a stunner.
Uh,
How did you do
so-
that one?
sorry.
How did you do it?
I did it in Topaz Studio. It's a
Uh-huh.
motion blur. It's
Oh,
I forget I forget which one it is, but it's a motion blur. Yeah.
oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I went to the Dahlia Dell at Golden Gate Park, and
Okay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
kind of was sick of looking at just plain dahlias. So this one looked like it needed to show off. So
That's great.
Good job.
Beautiful.
thank you.
Congratulations. First
Thank you.
place,
Mm.
Sherry.
Wonderful.
Love
Yeah.
this,
Oh,
Sherry.
thank you so much. So I actually shot her when she was in the fairgrounds in Petaluma,
Yeah,
and she's sitting on the grass.
yeah,
And I did each section separately of her body, and I just thought she deserves to be in
yeah.
the ocean. We
You
have to
know,
put
and
we have to
it's
put her in the
and
ocean.
it's sunset. Yes.
Yeah.
I miss her. I have to go see her. I miss her so
Yeah,
much.
she's
Yeah.
in. We should go, Ronnie. She's in Golden
Yeah,
Gate Park. Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
know, I know.
And apparently she lights up at night and she blows
Yeah,
bubbles as well. Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
I saw her at night in Petaluma. I mean,
Yeah.
she was beautiful. Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah. Thank you
definitely.
very much.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you, Becky.
also love the water and the
Yeah.
I
sky.
know. I know.
God.
That was
In the water.
figuring out
So
how to,
this-
you
It
know, how
just-
to make the ripples so that it really looks like she's moving through the water. And
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Oh,
that
that's
was, there's a
amazing.
lot of layers, but
Oh
thank
my
you.
God.
Wow.
Well, you're
Gorgeous.
so good at that. You are
Congratulations.
the
Thank you.
master.
Awesome. Wow.
Jerry, you might play a kind of prank, make a print of this and put it near or underneath the actual installation and see what people do with that.
You
Make a metal
should. You
print.
should post it. You should post it on a San Francisco group.
Oh,
On
that's,
Facebook.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my photo friend has photographed her in where she is now in Golden Gate Park, and I shared this with him. So
Oh,
yeah.
To make a wanted poster like Naga was missing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Can I interject for just a quick moment? Going back to the beginner category here, or whatever it's called, you said there was only one image, but I think there were more than one. I know I had one in there, my light painting one, so I don't know what happened to that.
oh yeah.
And I think there was another one possibly. So,
Oh, there might have been. I thought that was the one that was in a cat. It didn't have any others in there, but I'd have to double check. I'm not sure.
yeah, there was at least one other one in there, I know. Sorry. Sorry to interrupt.
I will follow up on that and double check.
That has happened a few times in the past. It happened to me. So
Yeah, it
good
does
that you
happen.
brought that up.
Not all images get awards.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the discretion of the judge.
Ah, okay, okay.
Creative Masters, one image, first place.
Oh,
Cindy.
She's
That's
just,
great. It's
it's
wonderful.
delicious. It's
yeah,
fabulous.
it is. It's great.
Absolutely lovely.
Cindy, wow.
It's almost like a painting.
Yep.
It
Mhm.
is.
It's like a Robert Frost poem.
Mhm.
It's so subtle in the motion.
Yeah.
Just like a quarter inch.
Colors are
Yeah.
nice too. I like
So
the colors.
tricky. Very well done.
Yeah,
Yay, Cindy.
impressionistic.
And that blue is
Yeah.
blue does it for me.
And the horizontals and the verticals, the way they're interplaying.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Cindy.
Yay.
And the best
Here we
image
go.
of the evening goes to
No
Yep.
surprise.
Not surprised. That's one good
Who
choice.
didn't know that?
Excellent
knew
choice.
Good choice.
Excellent choice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's you've proved your prowess, Becky.
Absolutely.
Well, actually, I think Tamara did.
Well, yeah, but as a judge,
Thank
You
you.
did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Thank you
Wonderful.
for all the
You're
feedback.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, great job.
If
You are
I
a
hope-
treat.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you so much. If you heard anything here that discourages you from making art, ignore it and blame the judge. If you heard anything that encourages you to
Never.
make more art, seize upon it.
Never. So good.
Yeah, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank
Terrific.
you.
Just
All
wonderful.
right. Well, thank you. I just
Thank
got
you.
called to dinner, so
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Happy
night.
seeing.
Night.
Everybody.
Happy
Bye.
Saturday.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh,